Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Connor James. President Trump is now back in Washington after spending the day in Louisville speaking at the AMVETS National Convention. A few topics up for discussion included access to health care and mental health services for veterans, along with education, pushing for loan forgiveness to disabled veterans. Nick Oliver wraps up the visit in our top story at 11.
From the moment Air Force One touched down, President Trump began another visit to Kentucky and a busy afternoon in Louisville. The president speaking to veterans during AMVET's 75th National Convention.
Going to sleep well tonight.
The president spoke about the hot topics affecting veterans, including suicide prevention, problems with the VA, and education.
We believe their government must show them the same devotion in return, and we've been doing that.
The president even taking pen to paper, signing over executive action to eliminate student loan debt for permanently disabled veterans. 25,000 are expected to put the program in use.
It's about time, wouldn't you say? We hear America first. You didn't used to hear that.
President Trump also reminding the crowd this was not a campaign speech, but not shying away ahead of the 2020 election.
That's right. I won't say it here because this is not a campaign speech. So I will not say, keep America great, but we're going to keep America great. We're going to keep America great.
Following that stop, he then attended a private fundraiser for Governor Matt Bevin. A photo with the president costing attendees over $20,000.
And Trump is corrupting everything.
But not far away, some met the president's motorcade, voicing their displeasure with not just President Trump, but the governor riding along with him.
There's not a lot of difference in them, I don't think. And I think Bevin, because we are in this conservative state of Kentucky, as conservative as it is, that he's just riding on Trump's coattails and he's playing to him.
The president departed the Bluegrass State around 5:30 Wednesday, but says he'll be back next time with a full campaign rally. Nick Oliver, WYMT Mountain News.
AMVET says among the most important topics President Trump spoke about was veteran suicide deaths.
Well, it's a pretty warm day here in the mountains, but at least it was another beautiful one. We'll go ahead and take you to a few of those cameras looking on to Interstate 64 up into Moorhead. Few clouds here and there, but those drier conditions, but that will change as we head into the rest of those overnight hours, and especially as we head into your Thursday. So quiet for now on satellite and radar, maybe a very few isolated rain chances. Not sure all of that is actually reaching the ground, but we're going to see more showers and storms as we head into your Thursday. Temperatures still pretty warm out there. A lot of us still into those mid to upper 70s, lower 70s in Wise and Harlan, still an 80 over in Jackson and Pikeville, and 81 into Richmond. And in those dew points in those lower 70s, definitely making it feel muggy. We'll be dealing with that patchy fog late tonight, early into tomorrow, and also we're going to be dealing with those rain chances. So that cold front is going to start to move in late tonight, early tomorrow, which will bring those rain chances back into the mountains. But after that front moves through, it does cool us off. And how about that weekend forecast? Looking like we'll see a little bit more sunshine there as well. I'll have a look at that coming up in just a little bit. Connor.
All right, thanks, Paige. Well, today is the 2-year anniversary of the death of Paige Hayes. She was killed in 2017 when she was hit by a car. Here at Primary Care Centers in Hyden is where Paige worked to be closer to her brother. The community and family continue to celebrate her life, saying she was known to light up a room, and seeing anyone that spoke about her could not help but smile. To Paige's mom's Louise Johnson, after the laughs and smiles always comes something else.
Prayer. God. You know, he's given us a peace that surpasses all understanding. Peace to be able to lay down at night and go to sleep. And a peace to know in my heart that there will be justice for this.
A justice her family says they will continue to fight for, believing that they will soon see and be together with her again. And local law enforcement is working to find a truck that crashed into a fence outside of the Perry County garage. It happened around 6:30 this afternoon. Police are looking for a black Silverado with bad front end damage. The truck left a few car parts behind after the crash. If you know who may be responsible, call Hazard Police at 606-436-2222. And a head-on crash left 2 people dead in Perry County on Tuesday, one of them 34-year-old Robbie Robinson. Family members and the community spent their day remembering the life and legacy he left behind. Robinson worked at the Hazard Health and Rehabilitation Center. Sanchi Miller, a family friend, says Robinson was always focused on his family.
He was one of the best dads that I know. for his children, and he loved them.
A bank account is set up for burial fund donations. Those donations can be dropped off at any People's Bank. The Rehabilitation Center is also having a silent auction to help the family on Friday. 62-year-old Jeannie Grayhart was the other person killed in the crash. We have her funeral arrangements on our website, WYMT.com. And one family in Floyd County is looking at their blessings after a fire destroyed their home last week. Columbus and Linda Ousley say they still are unsure what caused the fire that tore through their home of nearly 30 years. They have spent the week reflecting not on the things they lost, but on the lives they still have. Linda was in the house when the fire started, but was able to get to safety before the flames engulfed the structure. She says many memories were lost, but they are now looking forward to the future.
The plans are to get this cleaned up and try to get something to live in.
She says the family is praying for doors to open so they can replace their home and begin creating new memories. And as CBD and hemp products become more popular, we've heard from folks concerned about losing their jobs because of using those products. Experts say hemp-based products won't get you high, but some may still have trace amounts of THC in them. That could show up on a drug test. An effort in Frankfurt to put protections in place for workers who use hemp products got stuck in committee during the 2019 regular session. In the meantime, attorneys say workers should know their company's policy and talk to their boss about it.
And I think it's very important on the flip side for employers to make sure that they, in this changing landscape, that they reconsider their policies and they think about exactly what they want their policy for CBD oil to be.
The concentration of THC in plants is the main difference between hemp and marijuana. By law, industrial hemp cannot have THC concentration higher than 0.3%. And Black Jewel miners have gone nearly 2 months without paychecks. Some have other coal jobs, others are holding out, and another group are going back to school. They want to learn new trades and skills to find a different line of work. One of those miners is Colin Cornett.
Here I am 40, I'll be 41 in October. And it's just, I'm very grateful, that Southeast does have this as an option. It gives me options outside of the coal industry.
Cornett is in the fast-track machinist class at the community college. He will be certified in December. And the Martin County Sheriff's Department has had a rough year. From layoffs to cutbacks, Sheriff John Kirk has struggled to keep it afloat. But now things may be looking better for the Martin County Sheriff's Department. They're hiring 2 new deputies and resuming normal office hours. Sheriff Kirk says although things appear to be getting better, they're not in the clear yet.
Hopefully next year, maybe the fiscal court will be able to go back to giving me more money. If not, it's just going to be tight. It's going to be real tight to try to make it.
The state advancement of $60,000 is helping the department pay for bills and salaries. If the 2 new deputy hires pass another test, they should be on the road within the next 2 months. The American Legion Legacy Riders traveled across Kentucky today as they continue their ride from Florida to Indiana. Tomorrow, the riders will finish their ride at the American Legion National Convention in Indianapolis. New at 11, WYMT's Hannah Reynolds talked to veterans about the impact of their ride.
300 bikers from across the country riding together through Kentucky during the American Legion Legacy Ride after a span of several days and states.
And it was just a real big welcome, great support from the Sheriff's Department and the Kentucky State Police made it all worthwhile.
The ride started in Lady Lake, Florida on Sunday and will finally be finished on day 5.
Tomorrow we'll leave here and go to Indianapolis, Indiana, which is where the National Convention is being held.
The veterans ride in the summer heat for thousands of miles to help the families of fellow veterans.
The money is raised primarily for the purpose of being able to provide educations for the children of the fallen and the severely disabled.
That money is awarded through the Legacy Scholarship Fund, which is where the money they raise along the way is dedicated. Last year, the American Legion Legacy Riders raised $1.3 million. This year, they're hoping to top it. In Laurel County, Hannah Reynolds, WYMT Mountain News.
Anyone can donate to the Legacy Scholarship Fund at legion.org. And with the help of Operation Unite, around 25 lives have been changed this year. Thanks to a grant that Unite received back in 2018, they were able to provide support and vouchers for up to 90 days at rehabilitation centers to people who struggle with an opioid addiction. With only 10 vouchers left for this year, they're hoping to help more people.
We are offering 90-day treatment vouchers to assist with residential treatment. I have 3 treatment providers that work with me that are associated with this grant. Hope City, Hope in the Mountains, and Addiction Recovery Care Centers.
Now, this is a 3-year program and funds will renew on October 1st, so they should have around 30 more spots available this upcoming year. And today, AARP presented God's Pantry Food Bank in Prestonsburg with a check for $2,500. Officials say 37 million seniors struggle to make ends meet in the United States. Many are on fixed incomes, and between the cost of medications and food, some are forced to make hard decisions. Charlotte Whitaker with AARP says they wanted to help the pantry in the best way possible.
And as I understand it, $1 will buy 8 meals. So it's the best thing we can do is to provide money rather than do a food drive or something for our community here in Eastern Kentucky.
The food bank requires more than $100,000 to run each year. Whitaker says 63% of low-income seniors choose to pay for food instead of medical care. And it's not a program you would imagine seeing in a high school classroom, but Paintsville High School recently finalized their partnership with the Hazard Community and Technical College to bring in a program that will certify students to fly drones. The high school is hoping it will bring more career opportunities for their students. WYMT's Emily Bennett has more.
Trying to figure out your future can be a lot of pressure, especially when you're in high school.
It is so important for students in high school to be able to explore multiple opportunities to try to figure out what it is they want to do with their lives.
And Paintsville High School is giving students more options.
The point of all of this is just to have so many opportunities that our kids are just being able to pick and choose what they want to do.
Superintendent David Gibson created a partnership with Hazard Community and Technical College to bring in a unique program called Unmanned Systems Technology.
Obviously, the technology world is changing every day, and our kids are ahead of it and are able to do things that, to be honest with you, just 10 years ago we weren't even thinking about.
This program gives students a chance to become certified drone pilots.
And really impressive to know that our kids are going to be able to fly drones the same as some of the pilots in the Air Force are doing.
Many may question what careers are available with that certification.
The opportunities are endless. I think it's just limited by our imaginations, really.
Drone pilots can go into careers in agriculture, criminal justice, and even the medical field.
I think the field is wide open, and while it's a new field, it's an emerging field, and certainly the technologies are improving, and I think that people will continue to see opportunities for employment in the mountains with drone technologies.
Opening the door for students to find a career they may have never thought of. In Johnson County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
The superintendent says many are interested in the program. They will do an online classwork at the high school and have occasional workforce training at the Hazard Community and Technical College. Well, coming up at 11, a tropical storm brews in the Atlantic. What scientists are saying about Chantel.
And rain chances increase overnight as that cold front approaches the mountains. I'll have those details coming up.